This is the Boundless Pursuit Podcast, a show highlighting the purity of the experience without limitation. Each week, we'll bring anglers as diverse as the fish they chase, whether it be from your backyard or your bucket list. Freshwater, saltwater, conventional gear, or fly. We're bringing stories and perspectives from fishermen from all walks of life, from across the country and globe. In the digital age, authentic communication and networking is critical, and I'd love to hear from you about show suggestions, potential guests, or general feedback. And you can reach me at boundlesspursuitfishing@gmail.com or at my website, www.boundless-pursuit.com. That's where you'll find the entire collection of written articles, podcast episodes, and media. I deeply value the feedback, ratings, reviews, and support of my listeners, and I look forward to hearing from you. I'm your host, David Graham. Now let's get on to today's episode. What is the baddest fish on the planet? Now, there's a debate. You have to categorize freshwater and saltwater apart, I think. And in the ocean, it seems the universal consensus is that the great white shark is the king of all fish. But in freshwater, now there's an interesting one. Because are we talking size, power, ferocity, the dangers that the fish presents? I think you have to factor the all-encompassing. And there's one species for me that really stands apart, that being the Goliath tigerfish. Like something drummed up in the bowels of hell, this fish is the stuff of nightmares, like a piranha on steroids, capable of tremendous speed. It's a broad-shouldered monster of a fish, capable of growing over 100 pounds, with an incomprehensible set of jaws that sends the imagination to a dark place. It's an elusive species that dwells in the low visibility waters of one of the hardest places on Earth, the Congo. And my guest today is David Watmough of Real Monsters, an extreme angler out of the UK who has led numerous expeditions into the heart of the Congo for this remarkable fish. To me, the pinnacle of freshwater species, the baddest of the bad, the one that sits on the top of the heap in terms of size, ferocity, character, and just the difficulty in his pursuit. And David Watmough has run the gamut. I mean, he's no stranger to travel and adventure fishing, having been all over the world in different terrains, chasing different fish, from the monsters of the Amazon to the regions of Asia for goonch catfish in the Himalayas, and the giants of the Mekong Delta. The guy has run the spectrum of monster fish. But the Goliath tigerfish is something of a final frontier in this game. There's no easy going, and at some stage, even the most adventurous anglers seem to stop short of this obstacle. And we talk about the time that David spent being arrested and extorted in Congolese jail cells, surviving severe bouts of malaria and parasitic fly larvae living in his neck. We dispel some of the myths about the dangers of the Congo while also recognizing some of the very real hazards if one comes ill prepared. And we talk about his special relationships with the locals who've become like extended family. Now, David's just an awesome guy, a true adventurer, and someone that's genuinely focused on the passion of the pursuit in a day and age where so many people are focused on the cheap thrills of social media affirmations. This is a badass guest talking about the baddest fish on the planet. This is David Watmough of Real Monsters. I don't understand the internet. But anyway, David, all right, we'll just roll into it. I don't have a starting point, but appreciate your time. I know that you're a working man. What are you in, like construction or something like that? I mean, I know you work your ass off. So I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get a hold of this guy, but you know, I've had the privilege of talking to some awesome fishermen from around my country, around some other countries. But this whole time I've been like quietly trying to chase you and what you do because, you know, there's like, I like categorize anglers in different ways. It's like you have like the competitors, you have the species specialists, you have like creators like that make videos and stuff. But then there's like that other community that's like adventurers. And it's like, you're like one of those guys like that is where my like heart lies. That's my actual genuine interest is more in that than some of the other stuff. But the fish that you, I guess I'll say you specialize in it. You're like pioneering this scene that I think, frankly, nobody's ever really had the balls to go pioneer. I don't know what it is, but these Goliath tigerfish is like, geez, man. It's like I'll scroll like Instagram or whatever, and you see all kinds of great fish, but there's just something about that set of jaws that like stops you in your tracks. And it's like every single image is like viral potential. And like for me, like my core level, I'm like, I did the Arapaima thing not that long ago. That was kind of like a dream fish, but I'm like, that tigerfish represents to me like the pinnacle of freshwater fishing, like the single most badass fish, maybe even saltwater included, on the face of the earth. But man, I know you've been around the Amazon, India, across Europe, Asia, but I want to know like how you came like across this tigerfish. Like, how did you get on the trail of this particular species? You can go back as far as you want, but I'm just curious. I think a lot of people get to that doorstep and go, "Nah, I can't go that. I can't go that one. I can't go that far."
I'd spent a good maybe couple of years trying to chase somebody down in the Congo, somebody reliable to even get us anywhere close to a Goliath, or the logistics, or the traveling throughout the Congo, up the Congo River, and all the rest of it. And it was colourful. I mean, I got in contact with a couple of people, not many. Took a long time to find the people, long time to get communication going, a long time to get anything back from them. So immediately you're sort of concerned. And then all of a sudden you get a message in your inbox with a price. And it was just tens and tens and tens of thousands. And anywhere you looked to go into the Congo. So as well as possible unreliability, Facebook, a friend of mine was watching some Japanese guys who had been up the Congo River maybe 3 trips by this time. And my friend was just slowly watching. And basically, one day, these guys showed the card for a very brief moment, right? They couldn't get hold of who is now like my brother and my best friend, Kibamba. He'd lost his telephone. They foolishly put something on Facebook. Kibamba, please, we're flying in tomorrow. We cannot make contact with you. It was on Facebook for maybe 1 hour. He made contact. Immediately they remove it. My friend had seen the message. That is how it all started. All this now today, where we are, that is how it started. Facebook.
Yeah. That's the funny thing about Facebook is like you can sit and watch Facebook and Instagram and just start and get kind of pissed off about it. It's like it's like it's a big measuring contest. Everybody's trying to be somebody, but that is funny how that.
For a traveling fisherman like myself, I mean, God knows how the pioneers did it without the internet and all the rest of it. Facebook has been amazing throughout the fishing life.
Yep.
You with me? It's Fishbook. That's it. It'd be deleted really if it wasn't for fishing.
Right. Yeah, it is a great networking tool. That's the only thing is like when I look at your stuff, I know I'm like, this David guy probably gets 500 messages a day. Maybe not, but I'm just like, when I look at the photos, I'm like, I bet people are flooding his inbox asking about this fish. But it's kind of hard to tell who the genuine people are. You know what I mean?
Since maybe my last trip alone, not to the DRC for Goliath in the RC, I've had probably over 300 emails. Ooh. Out of the 300 emails, there's maybe 15 bookings, 15 single people booking.
Yeah.
Some of those single people are part of a group. So it's a good, for one, we're not tens and tens of thousands. If you want to come fishing with me for Goliath, it costs you $6,000. Then you've got your equipment on top. You've got your visas on top of that. You've got your flights on top of that. It's not within everybody's budget for a start. Sorry, I bloody lost my track there.
Yeah, no, I mean, the price is one thing. Like maybe it's even the like people get where it's like they need to have certainty that they're going to catch fish, which is like, yeah, and which is like that's not what fishing's about. Like there's supposed to be uncertainty. There's supposed to be something to overcome. There's supposed to be a chance of being defeated. Like otherwise, you're wasting your time. But I want to backtrack too to like the side of it where you're pioneering, because I think a lot of people like try this kind of thing, like what you're talking about.
I can't. It wouldn't be fair to say I'm pioneering with the Goliath.
Yeah, yeah.
Plenty of people up there, you know.
Sure.
One day we will have a punt in the south of the Goliath. We know where they are, but again, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. When I'm going to the DRC, I am pioneering, and that's the main gig.
Yeah.
If we pick anything up along the way, yeah, wow, brilliant, great stuff. But for the moment, Goliath isn't the target. I'm looking for fish there. I'm exploring. I'm trying to get further and further and further and further every time I go. I mean, last trip, no joke, this is only a couple of months ago. We were that far up a river system. There'd been no Westerners before. Nobody had even seen a white man before.
Yeah.
We pulled around a slow bend in the river, and there's two chaps in a pirogue in a dugout canoe.
Yeah.
They stood up, two black guys. Wow, man. These two blokes jumped out of the canoe. Swam to the shore like flaming, honestly, Olympics, right? Into the bush. The bush is rustling about.
Yeah.
The canoe just goes straight past us down the river.
They saw the white demon coming down the river.
My friend Jim's like, guys, in Swahili, guys, no problem. We got gold beer.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even come out of the bush, man. Just imagine a experience like that.
Yeah. They would rather take on the water with crocodiles and hippos in it. Well, I don't know if crocodiles are in there, but you know, that's hilarious. So this Kibamba guy, that's like the other side of it. It's like somebody has to be sort of welcoming of that, you know, that conversation. Is that the guy? I think I follow him. Berchano.
Yeah, Berchano.
Okay, I was like, I don't know how to say his name, but that was the one. I always see y'all together. You know what? And I kind of like that about you. It's like you're out there. You got your arms around these like local people, the community people. It's not about look what I've done. It's like this I don't know. It's like this shared experience, like this team that you've built out there, or this teamwork and credit being spread among everybody that's involved, that I think makes it so awesome. But I'm really interested about like the region itself, because I know here in America, when I tell like my buddies, like, oh man, you know where I want to go? I want to go to the Congo. There's this there's this initial apprehension, like, oh, that place is, you know, it's thought of as this place where there's just like murderous killers and animals around every corner that can kill you. And maybe there's some truth to some of that. I don't know, but that's part of why I'm talking to you is, you know, if there's any myths to be busted, maybe you can kind of play that role. But there's this idea that everybody there is not friendly, can't be trusted, scary, scary people. But I'm kind of interested from like your perspective, especially like the original trips there. Like when you're the new guy still. I mean, I guess maybe you're still the new guy, but like the early comings, like some of the impressions that you had on the place, the people, you know, just the environment, like what it's really like there.
It's rough. It's not rough as in a dangerous rough. It's just everything's gone. It's like you say, dangerous animals. Fucking hell, they've eaten most of them. You with me? It's the countries that have been through civil wars. They're high alert countries. Just at the moment, I should be in the south in the DRC. Can't go because of the elections. the trouble what it's caused. You with me? Everything's on tension all the time. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, especially, there's lots of trouble. But it's the size of fucking Europe. People see the news or they hear one thing in the news. It's Congo, Congo, Congo. I remember a few years back going on a trip, somebody ringing me up saying, fucking hell, you can't be going to the Congo. There's Ebola in the Congo.
Yeah.
Wow. It's in a microscopic place on the map compared to the country. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Everybody's always Congo, Congo, Congo. It's dangerous. It's this. It is dangerous, yeah. If you're a fool, if you're a brain dead fool, basically, the normal people, they couldn't be more friendly. Honestly, they won't give you anything, but even like walking down the street. When I was a child, I was brought up to say hello to people, manners.
Yeah,
it's like being a child again. There, everybody says hello to you. Everybody wants to say hi. Everybody wants to know who you are in a nice way. Yeah. Local people. You can have problems with military. Not many policemen, but the odd policeman. Anybody who's got a little bit of power, if you will. Customs are great for it. You walk in there, green as grass. First time I ever got in that airport, Maya Airport at Brazzaville. Business class, first off the fucking flight. Got to the immigration. Bloke stopped me just before I got there. Invitation. Now, I didn't actually have an invitation, which is an official government letter.
Yeah.
I'd applied for a visa. They'd not told me that I needed an invitation. So I played the dumb white man. I walked past him. I got to the booth, handed all my documents, my passport, invitation. I've got a visa inside my passport. Invitation.
Oh, shit.
Inside my passport. Invitation. I was the first person at that booth. So you've got maybe 200 people coming off that flight. Pointed to the back of the airport, about 4 chairs. Go sit up there. Listen, bro, I felt like fucking crying. Honestly.
Yeah.
There in this airport, I was my hands in my knees. I can't even use my phone, right? This is the first time I've ever entered the Congo. I sit there for 2 hours whilst they go through this palaver with everybody. And right at the back of the queue, just going through the booth, there was a family that had white skin. So I went straight over to them. Excuse me, can you help me, please? Blah, blah, blah. I explained I had no invitation. They went, don't worry, you'll get your passport back. You'll more than likely have to pay for it. Welcome to Africa.
Oh, my gosh. Now, what is invitation? What does that mean?
Hang on. Wait. I'm not finished yet. This is how unorthodox the fucking place is. Right? It's a small airport. I can actually see Kabamba outside the airport. Waving, shouting.
Oh, no.
Customs, if they've got my passport, everything, just allow me to fuck off out of the airport, go and get Kabamba, bring him back in to explain everything. And he looked up at me, he looked like he was going to start crying now. I said, bro, I'm sorry. He said, they want 100 euros. So I said, no fucking problem. I'd have given him 1,000 euros at the time. I follows him to a room. They're all in there, skull, moody. Gives the 100 euros.
Yeah.
Best fucking friend out of the airport.
Oh, geez. Probably good to have a little bit of walk around money then. Man. Oh, so now what is the invitation part? I mean, forgive my ignorance. I'm not well traveled, but am I
the invitation, you actually need an invitation for entry, for obtaining your visa. It's an official document basically that's stamped up that you get, and it obviously comes at an expense. So yeah. They're not so bad with me now in London. I just send my passport and it comes back. On that first time, I never had a invitation. I sent it, it came back. Nobody even questioned it. Now you have to send it with your application, and they always want it on entry to the country as well.
I got you.
it's saying that you're allowed to be in the Congo.
I gotcha. So now,
there's more documentation involved to go fishing.
Yeah.
In their silly little rules, that invitation only actually allows you to enter the city, Brazzaville. It doesn't work out in your head, but that's what that document's for. So we have to go to tourism as well and get documents that allows us to be officially let go up the river on a certain date and come back to the city on a certain date. But again, these little rules and things are in place so the government know where you are. So not for any gain for them. If there's a problem with you, at least you're a European or a Western. Or, do you understand?
Yeah.
They've got a record of where you are. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Any trouble arises, anything like that. There's been massive political issues in the past where people who live there have disappeared into the bush without notifying anybody. There's been a problem, they disappeared. Nobody can do anything about it, can they? At least they've got documentation of what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's all money.
Jeez. Now, did you like anticipate that this like process of navigating through the country, or were you just sort of finding that out as you meander through?
You would not believe what I've been through.
Because it's not like you went with an official tour agency that had like a nice setup agenda for you.
The first time I actually went to the Congo, we didn't go up the river in a boat. We went by land. And we went, oh God almighty, we went up to a district called Gabi, which is maybe another 100 kilometres up from my pilly, from where the lodge is and where I fish now. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So we went up by land, and let me tell you, in a beat up old Toyota.
Yeah.
A beat up. Fucking hell. The tyres were slicks. Right? There wasn't roads, there was nothing. You were travelling through the bush, man. But not even bush, bland fields, all the everything. All the way up, and then we came back down the river from Gabi. But I didn't have the tourism behind me then. I didn't have any documentations to be doing this. You get a roadblock, document checks, you just slip them a couple of cigarettes and a little bit. You're moved on.
Right.
I didn't actually know about these official documents till I spent a month on the Congo River a few years ago.
Whoa. Coming
back to Brazzaville, on top of the world, had a really good trip, exhausting, but a month on the river, it was good. And I got back to Brazzaville in really good time from camp. I got back about 11 o'clock, about 4 hours, and it was just magnificent. Got to the port, policeman come down to the boat. Next thing, I got arrested.
Oh my goodness!
In the middle of COVID. I got arrested at 11 o'clock. I got detained at the port. Various officials came in. They fucked my passport in the process. Oily fingerprints all over my passport.
Ugh.
About mid-afternoon, we got moved to another police station in a dark blue Toyota pickup, twin cab, with a bed on the back, full of military police. They all had their masks on, all in blues, all the shooters.
Yeah.
COVID, it ended up costing me nearly €1,000 that day. All day wasted.
Now, are you like being questioned by them in a questioning center? Or are they literally
bullshit? Absolute bullshit.
Because I'm wondering, did they put you like in a cell,
right,
among other inmates, like anything like?
We was in an open cell, and what's so comical about it, they didn't do but when they've done something wrong there, I don't get it, but, and I've never really asked the questions, people get stripped down to their underwear.
Yeah. I see.
You're in a fucking monkey cage with two young lads. in their underpants. And it's literally a cage.
Yeah.
And these two boys in the jockeys.
Oh, so the Kibamba was in there with you.
He was
He
in
got
there
arrested. What
crying,
was he like? Aiding and abetting, like hiding a fugitive? Like, what was the charges?
Well, the problem with Kibamba is, you see, he's like, his name is on the invitation. So he's Congolese. He's from RC Congo.
Yeah.
He's meant to be looking after me.
Yeah.
You with me? So, yeah, they're bringing shit to him as well. Big shit. It wasn't a nice day out, honestly.
And I know this might be a stupid question too. Like, what language are they speaking? Are you ever no talk
in the city? They speak French. Now, a little bit of French gets up the river, but it's mostly Lingala.
Yeah, because I didn't know if you're like speaking through a translator. Like, how are you even like pleading your case to these people?
Oh, Kibamba. Well, again, they do know a little bit of English as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So, me mate, I was getting tired of it, honestly, because all day this went on. Well, we had a little bit of a day trip because we got moved. It's a little bit exciting for me. It was great, you know.
Yeah.
But the deviousness of it and the bullshit. I wish you'd have just said, "Look, I want €1,000. Don't bring all the bullshit with it all day long."
Yeah.
Pieces of paper, moving them around his desk, then coming up with another idea, and then they'd have somebody go and type a document up. And he'd come back in with something else.
Yeah.
In the end, the reason was because of the amount of time I'd spent up the river. I think it was 27 days. It was just under a month. And actually up the river. And 27 days. Right, sorry. The visa before... The longest time spent in Congo was 27 days before, right?
Yeah.
But I'd exceeded the 27 days, right? So I'd stayed for a longer time.
Okay.
It was all to do with that. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was something to do with that. And they basically said they broke the law. They were threatening Kibamba with $1 million Safa franc fine and 1 year in jail.
Oh,
He's a school teacher. And they was telling him about me that I'd be getting fined 10 million Safa franc, which would be €16,000. I wouldn't go to jail. They'd just deport me.
Yeah.
Oh, it was more frightening for Kibamba because he lives there. And life's cheap there. It's like the jail in Brazzaville. You certainly want to go and spend a night in there anyway.
I can't imagine. Well, I mean, a lot of like the living quarters that I've seen in the photos look hard enough. So then I'm like, the prison. I mean, geez, if that's considered comfortable, I don't even want to know what the prison looks like.
I know somebody who had problems with somebody, and he had to get them removed from some land. And they were Belgian people. And they had to remove them from the land. Anyway, it made such a problem for them. The police had to come up, the military had to come up, and the police asked the owner what he wanted doing. He was sick of him. He said, throw him in the fucking jail in Brazzaville.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, this is true as I'm sat here. This. Within 5 days, 6 days, he was ringing my friend Mark up, begging him to let him out of the jail.
Yeah.
Said, not going to last a fucking week, man. Mark was like, oh, no, I can stay there for a week.
Yeah.
Seriously not joking. He might not see the week out.
Oh, gosh.
And these people have got the power to do that to anybody when you think about it. It's the people with power. Are you with me?
Yeah. Well, it's like a shakedown. Get a couple bucks off of you. That's what it sounds like anyway.
Or each day's a learning day, isn't it? Mm-hmm. If I'd got arrested that time, I might have had clients out there with me and we'd have all got fucking arrested.
Yeah.
So, on top of the client's trip, he's not going to be having another couple of grand in his back pocket. Like
yeah.
It could have turned into a real big fuck up. So, yeah, shit day, great experience, big learning curve.
Yeah. Something you can laugh about later, but I wouldn't want to. Ah, man. Well, hopefully it's gotten smoother each time, but I don't always get nervous at like when they,
Sorry, the little cage we was in. It was little bars, maybe 3 meters by a meter. That was all it was inside there. I needed the toilet.
I'm about to say, where's the bathroom?
Well, I needed a piss, not number 2, thank God. Anyway, so I goes to the toilet. There's no toilet roll in there. There's no water in there. So God forbid if you did need a number 2, because there's hole in the ground. So having a Jimmy stood at the window, and there's bars on the window, and there's no glass in the window. There's just bars, and I just peed up. I didn't stand anywhere near the toilet, but I stuck my head out, and when I looked out the window, there was volume of, I'd say, 5-ton pile of sand, but little whiskey bottles. So all the policemen are going in there. They're going for a Jimmy Riddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, man. Sounds crazy saying these little things, but
yeah.
Different world.
No kidding. Oh, wow. It's like you're breaking down all these walls just to kind of set up a potential operation that you might be able to get some people to come on to have somewhat of a smoother trip. But it's I get so many questions about that area. It's like when you spend a month out there, that was another thing I was thinking is like, people are like, oh, make sure you don't drink the water. So and that's the other thing I'm thinking is like, well, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Where are you staying? At Kibamba's house in a random place? Are there hotels?
No. But in the early days, I used to stay at Kibamba's. Now I stay in a hotel in Brazzaville, which is a Chinese-built hotel. I've been staying in it since they were brand new. It's 3 years old. It's good, very good. But already you can see signs of wear. Are you with me? Because it's been built by the Chinese. And unfortunately, they dominate Africa a bit. And they go in, they get the prices driven down, all the rest of it. And they're building because they can get away with it there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
It's all money number one in business. But even those boys have got to buy the work. So the hotel, then in the early days, you stay in the village, but there was no problem with the village. It's just the children won't leave you alone. They're there all the time. Come back at 10 in the morning, 5 a.m. There's 20 with toothbrushes. David. Constantly. So we structured from the village. I bought some land, right? Now, it was always told that I'll never own it. It'll be on a long-term lease. Again, I got had over with this land, right? But I had my camp in the bush on somebody else's land, right? That they sold to me as theirs. So we was up in the bush for a while, camped up, just a bush camp, great, many insects, living in the bush. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Now we've moved down to the lodge. So there's a lodge there that's not had much TLC in the last 20 years. I mean, it's beautiful. We're just in the motions of fixing it back up. I've got a partner now, Hillian. So her and Mark own the lodge. So they've come on board with us to give us support. We've got full access to the lodge now. So there's improvements all the time. It's very, very, very nice at the lodge, and it's not like you're staying in a lodge where you've got 5-star beds and this. We're going to put tents up inside your own privacy, or you can sleep on the terrace. I'll know where I'll be sleeping. I'll be sleeping on the terrace down there. But again, it's just bush life. But you've got buildings there now. You with me?
Yeah. And are you just like packing up food from town and doing your own cooking?
I go to the local markets and to the European supermarket. Now, bonus on top of that is obviously we eat fish there as well. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So I've been on some gigs fishing. I'm diabetic, type 1 diabetic, so I always need a bit of food. But I'll tell you what, I've eaten some fucking shit on trips. Real shit. I think mine's fucking 5-star.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah. Because I didn't know, like, when you actually get to the water, we're kind of making our way there. But it's like, when you're spending the day fishing, are you starting out like in town and then finishing your day back in town? Or is it like.
Right. Arrival in Brazzaville airport, yeah? Pick you up from the airport, take you to the hotel. Night in the hotel. The day after, make our way either to the boat club or the port, and we'll leave by boat. Be a big wooden pirogue, yeah? 25-horse engine on it. We're going up the river, right? But in between Kitasha and Brazzaville, there's a massive area where the river widens, sandbanks, all sorts. Takes you a good hour, 1 hour 30 to get out of there with no trouble. Because remember, the sandbanks are shifting all the time.
Yeah.
Water comes up, goes down, things are all in different areas. From Brazzaville up to Mypilly is, I think, 70 kilometres. We're laden with gear, we're going against the currents. The quickest it's took me is 7 hours. The longest it's taken me is about 12 hours.
Sheesh.
So when we were arriving in Mypilly, before, we was having to make it up to the camp, which is elevated, and then I'd have it all cleaned and everything ready for arrival. Then after a day on the water, you'd be setting the camp up with me, which I run around like a Tasmanian devil, but you've got to help. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Basically, get some food, head down, get to sleep. Next morning, you're out at 6:30 fishing. You're out in the water from 6:37 up till 5 o'clock or whenever you've had enough of it.
Yeah.
So, and then back to the camp, tea, and just keep repeating the process. In the mornings, the boys get up at 4. I kick Kabamba out of the tent because I sleep with Kabamba cuddling. Kick him out of the tent, eggs, coffee. That's your breakfast. If you want some lunch, get some lunch. And we send it out of the boat, and then it's evening meal, isn't it? Back at the camp.
Yeah, like when you talk about like a 7 or 12-hour boat ride, I've seen the photos of the boats y'all are in. And
12 hours is shit, but 7's all right.
They literally look like they're held together with duct tape. The bottom is this.
Man, it's great to say that and bring up the boats because I get a lot of abuse about the boats as well.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, they are fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect for fishing for Goliath. They're unbelievable, those boats. They're about 12 meters long. You fish off the shore, so you're at 90-degree angle off the shore.
Okay.
Very, very, very stable until you fish off the boat at the back of the boat. At 12 meters out, you're in 25 up to 25 to 40 meters of water, right off the back of the boat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, I noticed the bottom of the boat just looks like a flat board. Is the bottom of the boat that flat? I was like, that'd be a rough ride.
Flat.
Sheesh. I'm wondering what kind of like engineering they have out there if the boat starts giving you.
I was going to have my own made a couple of years ago. Those boats, I have exactly the same boats, but they're not mine. And I was going to get taken up the river to go and see a boat builder in the DRC. He only wanted about €400 to make one of them boats, but he told me it could be up to 12 months searching for the right wood now and the right tree to make that boat. They're unbelievable. I love them.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the photos that you've taken of the other boats that are out there.
Shockingly shit. Like you're gonna die in them, don't they?
Yeah, well, I like the ones with the sails.
Far from it.
I like the one with the sails that look like they're made out of pillowcases and towels and
homemade gigs.
It's just I don't know. There's just something about the character of, and then like every guy that you've taken photos with or of, they all look like athletes. They all look like they're in shape. I'm like, these people.
Wow, man. That's simple living.
Yeah.
Hard work and simple living.
Yeah.
They sustain themselves small fish, cassava, yams, fruit, when fruit's available. You
Yeah.
know, it's like pineapples. God almighty, they take 9 months to grow a pineapple.
Right.
Get 2 sackfuls. It's a treat. Are you with me?
Yeah.
There's not a major amount of fruit available, but there are little bits of pockets in the jungle and one thing and another where they can obtain stuff. But again, it's a major treat for them. So back to basics: fish, vegetables.
Yeah. Now, what about like the wildlife? Because it wasn't that long ago you posted a video of a hippo that was like coming in hot.
That's where I go pioneering and exploring.
Okay.
You're different gravy down there. There's not heaps of it either, because again, everybody who's living in them villages, they want to eat meat. You with me? They're not going to go and kill a hippopotamus or something like that. But general wildlife, there won't be much of it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I look at that boat and I'm like, I don't know. The hippo decided to come up on that thing. But
that's the second year on the run, then twats chased me. But I mean, my wife went nuts because you can clearly hear me on the video trying to get my friend to slow the boat down.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him at the back of the boat choking. Yeah. This is the one here.
Yeah.
But yeah, right, man, Christ, they're crazy creatures. Now, I've seen on the main Congo River, there's a solitary male, but I've only ever seen his appearance once, and I didn't actually see him. I got told he was on a sandbank, and I went down there, and there was just the enormous hippopotamus feet. But when they're angry buggers, that family of them, you just imagine when you're really old and you're grumpy and you've lost your family. They don't want bothering by anybody. That could be a very dangerous creature, but because of the way it is there, and he knows there's a chance that people will kill him to eat him, he's not stupid. He's gone.
Yeah.
On the main river, you see birds of prey. I don't know what you call them. They're like a miniature mountain goat. You see the odd few of them, but yeah, again, you're not going to see masses of wildlife up from Brazzaville and the main Congo River. It's just not there. But you do get surprised. And I mean, there's also a tributary that comes in the Green River by Billy River. That's unbelievable when you go up that. But it's a very, very, it's narrow, and it's very fast flowing. And believe me, it's dense jungle up there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I noticed like your photos are so interesting because, you know, you see other tigerfish operations. There's like some fly fishing group out there. But
hey, it's Ed and Francois. That's Goliath Expeditions you're talking about.
Okay, is it? Yeah, I can't remember who they were.
Yeah. Nice guys, but they're just doing a totally different thing than me.
Is that the same species? Because it just looks like there's something different about the ones you catch, other than the fact they're so much bigger.
They're fucking bigger, that's all.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, is it the same thing? Because the water you're at too is like big water. Like you're like
the Goliath live in a lot of the tributaries off the Congo River.
Okay.
They're elusive creatures, but they are there. Are you with me? Even in the DRC where I've been pioneering, I'm showing the picture to locals. I'm showing them the tortoise in the boat. Look, they're different. No, we know this fish. We know this fish.
Okay.
So he's about, but those guys, fucking hell, they put their lives into that. They've done some really good work. You know? And also they're protecting the place as well.
Yeah.
They've got a massive section on that. I think it's the Chico in Central Africa. And they're also protecting it. But it's totally different from the Congo River. There's just no comparable. You're in a big, ornate, small river. You're with me where they are.
Yeah.
You find them in pools, basically.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like in smaller tributaries like that, like most seasoned anglers know how to read a river. Like you can get a general idea of where like a predator is going to be staged, whether it's in America or it's the other side of the world. They all kind of follow the same rules, but like in those giant ass sections of the river where you're at, where the water's so big, like how do you decide where to fish? Like, I mean, it's like I look at some of your photos and it looks like you're just needle in a haystack. I mean, how are you finding, like, are they in like deeper water? Do they stay in one area? Or are they constantly moving?
Fishing below the surface, live bait's below the surface. Now, you can get them out in deeper water. You can get them anywhere. People are like, oh, well, hang on. It is a predator fish. It eats, sleeps, fucks onto you. That's it, done.
Yeah.
Are you with me? Doing the same thing as any other fish. I've had them on lures, I've had them trolling, I've had them on live bait, I've had them on dead bait. It's the primarily thing is to get that rig right. Listen to what I tell you. Catch fish. Snooze, you lose. There's another one. You know, you can't really take your eye off the ball for any amount of time. They'll always, like any other fish, come when you're least expecting them.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the ball with the Goliath, you're not on the ball with you're not making contact with that in the first 5, 8, 10 seconds, fucking forget it.
Yeah.
They're bastard fish. They're bastard fish, honestly. Immediately, they'll power up, they'll eat your live bait, they're straight out of the water. Immediately, they know they're slacklining you. Are you with me?
Wow.
The best way to catch a Goliath is to actually sit there with your rod in your hand, which I actually do. Not a close drag, but heavily tensioned. Are you with me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I look at a fish with a mouth like that, and I'm like, I can't see a circle hook. And maybe I'm wrong, but I look at that.
I've tried everything.
Guys, I can't see a circle hook working on a fish like that. So you have to be ready.
Fucking circle hook. I've exhausted. Everybody's like, oh, well, just listen to me. You'll catch one. Go and do your own thing then. No problem.
Yeah.
I've tried it all, everything. The only thing I haven't, and I'm not a fly fisherman, it'd be a major achievement to get one on the fly. But again, you'd have to do it really heavy methods. Going back to the arapaima about being so fickle and dying so easily. The arapaima is a very similar creature to the Goliath. He's very inquisitive.
Yeah.
Very inquisitive. So the fly fisherman, my own theory for fly fishing is you would have to drop that fly within a couple of meters of the Goliath. And it'd have to be a heavyweight fly. Maybe a rattle attached, or are you with me? Because he'll come. You can stamp in the boat, he'll come. Like in an arapaima.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're releasing a fish, and the arapaima, they come around, you see the air bubbles. They want to know what's going on. They're eating machines.
Yeah.
Goliath loves it too. He's in the same league there with it.
Yeah. Well, when I look at like the shape of their body, like they have that.
They're very thin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing that I'm going to tell you now as well. I weigh every fucking single Goliath. Every single one of them. There's no arguments. I was going to call them wankers then, but I'll just call them what they are. The celebrities. Right? 52 kilo. This, that. You can make a 20, 25 kilo Goliath look like a 50-odd kilo fish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've got a 27 kilo one that I've got a photograph of, and it's ridiculous how it's been caught with the camera. And you've got a fish there that you know is not going to go back. It's getting fed to the village. You can spend as much time as you want photographing that fish when it's freshly dead. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We take many, many, many pictures, and then before you know it, you've got some unbelievable money shots because they're very narrow, but very, very narrow, the girth. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And a lot of fish as well, they'll grow to like, you'll catch them at 13, 14 kilos and they can be 120, a meter 20. You can catch them 2.5 times the size of that and they'll still only be 1 meter 25, 1 meter 30. So they go, and then, are you with me?
Yeah. It becomes more girth than length, but. But what I'm saying though is like
not good. It's height more
yeah. Just body
it's,
mass. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
But,
Okay, what an impressionable fish. If you want a cool photo of a fish, it's a
Goliath.
Goliath.
I think the photos of them are probably, I mean, it's like the most photo worthy animal that swims. But I look at like the shape of their body, they look like they're just built for like tremendous speed. I don't know if that's like
powerhouses. Your initial run is just incredible. Incredible. But then there's such a precious fish to lose. I release the boat immediately. I chase the fish. I'm on top of him immediately. Are you with me? I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not fucking about. I mean, I've caught heaps of them, absolutely heaps. But I've had bad times with it as well. You know, I've had one fish in 10 days. I've gone 5 days without receiving a take.
Did they give you any indication that they're there? Like at least with an arapaima, you see bubbles, you see rolling.
No, nothing.
So it's just so that's rough because I like at least
it's first thing in the morning, and it's hit and miss. This you'll see the small fish jumping.
Yeah.
Now you'll see him giving it this like they do when there's a predator about, but it doesn't mean he's there. There's also many small Goliath. It's odd. On the main river, there's the Goliath are breeding like mad. Honestly, you will never wipe them out, ever. You with me? The locals can't catch them. They're there on their own. They're untouched. They're breeding away.
Are they schooling fish, or they're like more of a solitary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, the tortoise especially, they're like fucking cockroaches. Goliath, like cockroaches. You know, you've spoken to my friend Graham Lawrence, haven't you?
Yeah. Several times.
Graham were in the boat. And Graham, he would do me head in, right? Because his little lip cut out like that. What happened was amazing at the time. His first fish on the first morning, right? Then he sees me catch two bigger ones than him, right? One being a very big fish. Now, when you're on an 11, 12-day trip and you've had your first fish, your dream fish, it's very elusive and hard to catch in the first few hours. And then you've watched your mate who's took you there catch two.
Yeah.
It's going to start boiling any man, isn't it? Graham, there was the green mamba snakes, green mambas, they're black mambas and green mambas.
Yeah.
I've gone messing about with his green mamba on the side.
I would
frightened to death of snakes.
I wouldn't mess with that thing.
I know, but I was messing about with him anyway. My lads try and kill them all the time, but that's typical Africans. They're so superstitious and frightened of snakes.
Yeah.
I'm frightened of spiders, believe it or not. But these boys, if I ever get them with a snake, the day after they get me with a spider.
Yeah.
Sure, poking about with GoPro in his face, and I just looked up and Graham's up. Straight, I'm just straight active on it. Jump to the fucking get me in the boat, get out my way, get a boat out. My rod was at the back of the boat. Whilst Graham was playing his fish, boom, mine got snatched. There's definitely scrolling about it. But the big ones, the bigger ones, I think they're congregating for mating. I think I know, I shouldn't say I think, I know that they're spending time together afterwards, recovering, I don't know, but they're definitely presently there, the bigger ones. Apart from that, I think they just disappear off on their own, the big ones. Because I've had, I can't say more, but I've had a few big ones now. Maybe half a dozen that are classed as big, and 65% of them, I've had them out in open water. Out. Are you with me? There's no reason to scold about out there. Are you with me? I just think they're solitary predators. Then, like and I do know this from my own experience with very big other species. They disappear down to the depths when they're older, and they're getting ready to get their pensioners bus pass and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And the same with the Goliath. All the tigerfish, the teeth are like sharks because they boil the heads. I have boiled the head in the Vitarsis as well. They keep reproducing. But eventually that stops. I've caught Vitarsis with no teeth at all.
No teeth. Oh, that's interesting.
And the same must happen with the Goliath, but I've never caught one off the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will disappear into big deep holes afterwards.
Yeah, like when I look at the jaw structure of those things, I mean, there's like no other fish out there that really engages the imagination. Like, I mean, our alligator gar kind of that, like, I mean, geez, look at that. When you look at that, the mind goes a lot of different places. And it's all like, what are they eating? Like, why would they have teeth like that? Is it for slashing? Is it for hold? Are they just biting and holding?
They all, obviously, I can't move the mouth of this, but they integrate. Those are fucking sharp teeth. What's in the mouth, that one?
Jeez. It's so interesting how the top jaw also
I don't know whether you can see here, they continue right around the scissors.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how the top jaw also flexes open. Like
double-jawed.
Yeah.
Linged.
Now, how are they feeding? Like, are they flying by and slashing and wounding and then leaving?
Not them things, no. But the Tartars do. The Tartars go for the slashing and prey around sometimes.
Okay.
But those, they're hitting them at high speed. So
are they just immediately consuming, or is like you wonder like the purpose of the teeth? Are they biting and holding? Well, I know what I've heard is the hookup ratio.
Yeah, they're living off small fish.
Yeah.
Remember, the fish don't release back. It's as simple as that. It's not because I'm a barbarian or anything like that. But these fish don't go back easily. Like I've touched on earlier with the arapaima. Mm-hmm. If you don't want a Goliath to die or a Goliath of any size to die, it's very simple. Don't fish for them. The fish themselves, we feed them to the village. I keep the heads myself, or clients take them home. It's a wonderful trophy thing.
Yeah.
None of the fish are wasted at all. They're all fed to the village. But I also dissect and I look inside the stomachs of every.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Now, again, and this is an interesting thing. My friend's a commercial fisherman, and I'm not saying I've caught hundreds of fish open, but I have had the odd large fish in species die on me, especially freshwater in the UK as well, wild lakes. And I've also cut them open. And it's not often you actually find something in the belly of a fish. I've found in these, and it's only a couple of them, I've found small fish like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's interesting. So I know you bring a lot of them back to the villagers. That's the other thing I wonder. Like you mentioned, or you alluded earlier that they're kind of superstitious about things. What is their perception of that species of fish? Are they like afraid of them?
No.
Okay. I don't know. You look at that, like, no. I don't know. Here in America, all our fish that have teeth, everybody thinks they're evil killers.
No. In history, yeah, people have been attacked by tigerfish, by Vitarsis. I mean, even your fucking laws are 30 quid each. You get them caught on a branch, and you go in for them. And we do. Just take all your jewelry off, everything. They're the Vitarsis. These things, I think the only way you get attacked by one of these is if it was mating season and you actually corner them somewhere. I don't think this fish has got any interest to go anywhere near a human.
Yeah.
With the Wade story with the river monsters, I've fished in remote areas around the world where local people are really pissed off about this program because it's all the danger.
Yeah.
They fucking fish, for fuck's sake. It's not a werewolf, is it? Do you understand?
Yeah.
The problem is, in some of these places where there's no opportunities and places that are hard hard to make a few quid. The problem is now tourism in these places where are on the television programs, danger, danger, danger. People are suffering through that because the tourism isn't going there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I've been factually told this in some of the places.
Yeah, so they've been scared off by these TV programs.
Exactly.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, you know why they have to. I mean,
they're providing entertainment. I get
that. That's all it is. It's this sensationalism because people like drama and horror stories.
They're very intelligent with what they do. I mean, fuck me, I prefer to watch River Monsters and fucking Coronation Street or a soap or something. You don't even have to be a fisherman to enjoy these programs.
Right.
These sort of programs have a massive audience in places like South America and stuff like that. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's sort of, again, you asking me about them, this deadly looking fish, does it attack people? Does it bite you? And one thing and another. No, it's a fish.
Now, I've asked similar questions to other guys who've traveled to remote places and their interaction with the locals. These people, when they see somebody like you or the guys that you're now having come with you that come all this way and spend all this money just to come chase a fish, like what is their, are they recognizing the potential that they have here? Like, oh man, like this, there's some value in this animal.
Of course there is, but they can't. He's not in the makeup to do something with it. Are you with me? It's like even communication. It just ain't going to happen. The only tour operators who take people, I think there's 3 from the DRC on the same river, but just over the river. It's a different country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And there's about 3 guys there who did it, who take people fishing. Again, it's similar cost to what we charge people.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been fishing it for many, many years. The names are even in that Goliath Tiger fishing book. So they've seen the fishermen there, but I just don't think they've got the nous to do out with it. I really don't.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's unfortunate thing. I mean, Mr. Bryce Kabamba, he's like my brother. I mean, he's for something that meant something for life, not just for now.
Oh, I'm still here. Sorry. I don't know why my camera's doing that, but don't worry, I'm still here.
His daughter's actually got my family name on a birth certificate. She's actually a Watmough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy relationship, honestly. But Real Monsters was only set up to help him out. Kibamba's very, very highly educated boy. He's 1 in a million for Congolese. He's grammar school education, university, he can speak 4 different languages fluently. He teaches in a school that's about an hour out of Brazzaville, which he teaches sort of pre-university children. And even with the fishing, he's not a fisherman, but he does all the logistics with the paperwork, dealing with the invitations and the tourism. And my other boys actually do the rest of it regarding the boats, the engines, all that side of things. But Kibamba's fucked without me, bless him. Honestly, it's like now he's took 2024, aren't we? 7 years to get him to the position where he's gonna meet clients out there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
The thing is, there's a big difference with me. There's no financial intent from me out of what I do. Are you with me?
Right. Yeah.
I've never been in it for money. So last thing I want to do is have clients going out there without me and there being issues or them not having a great time, or whenever people go there, because it's only a minority of people. The community of travelling fishermen, it's in the hundreds. It's not in the thousands.
Yeah.
It's a niche little
It's
thing.
yeah, it really it's easy to recognize certain individuals. There's like guys like you, guys like Graham, guys like a lot of these people. It's like I've been watching them from the outside for years, but yeah, I think at that level when you start doing that caliber of trips, there has to be a real, genuine, deep passion that like
It's
goes.
a passion.
Yeah, it has.
It's
I think
fucking
it.
obsession,
Yeah,
passion. I don't know, but I'm on the level now where I've been all over the world. I can go anywhere I want. Just got no interest now.
yeah,
It's Congo, 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 Congo. And even earlier on, when you first mentioned about people being frightened, is the wild animals, is the this, is
yeah.
the that, because of all the bad press. My father was a master mariner in the Merchant Navy. He was a captain in the Merchant Navy. Then he was a master mariner. He's 71, 72. He still travels the world. He's been absolutely everywhere. And he still scratches his head why I'm going to the Congo.
Yeah.
Every single time he comes to my house. Is there fucking something wrong up there with you?
Yeah.
Would I be going there, right, with a beautiful family and two young kids if I thought I wasn't going to come back?
Right.
I wouldn't be, would I?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I don't know. It's very interesting to me knowing that you've gone to some of these awesome places. Like I know you've been in the Amazon. In fact, your photo, and I know this is kind of a random point, but your photo of that jowl that you caught, it's like black. It's like this dark. That is the most bad. I think of all the photos I've seen of that species, that is like the most spectacular shot of that fish.
It's
But
a
I'm like,
big fish shot, you know.
yeah. But this place has like I don't know garnered most of your attention, so it makes me all the more interested in knowing about it. A little bit going back to the fish though, like that skull. When I'm looking at it, it's like I've read about it. It seems the general consensus is that it's hard to hook the fish, and it's even harder to keep them hooked. Is the inside of their mouth like? Is there no soft tissue in there? What is it like? Solid bone?
It's all bone, all
Ooh.
bone. Again, it's you use multiple hooks. Use a stinger.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck if them hooks are in its mouth. You just want to snag the bastard. Are you with me?
Yeah, I get
Bottom
it.
line of it. If you get him in the mouth, happy days. I get one in 3 in the mouth, 1 in 4 in the mouth, but you've probably not got a major stronghold in the mouth. You maybe have 1 in the mouth, maybe 1 in the scissors, and 1 in the upper body. Are you with me?
Now that is an interesting topic. I'm probably in the same mindset as you because if somebody dares and say you snagged that fish, no, there's a big difference between foul hooking a fish that was actually trying. Yeah, it's trying to consume your bait. It was hooked as a result of a predatory response to what you put in the water, not casting out, reeling, and just like hoping to completely different. So I wouldn't give a crap either if I had my bait on a hook or my lure was on the top of their forehead.
The majority of lures,
Yeah.
you've got the fucking fish, haven't you, casting the lure? It's as simple as that.
And you got it as a result of its predatory response to what you were throwing, which is the whole point. So it's like inside the mouth, outside the mouth. Yeah, I've never been a big stickler on that. If people want to add extra wrinkles to what I don't know, I think it's people trying to give themselves more credit. I don't. Fishermen are a weird group, but think about sitting there and waiting. I don't know, 5 days, 10 days to finally hook up. I can't imagine the heartbreak if you like come all that way and then lose it. But again, like you said, that's kind of part of it. When you're fighting them, though, are you really playing that fish like, or is it like a battle to get them to the boat as quickly as possible?
All my equipment's super strong. You're with me. I'm not playing a game.
You're like lockdown, drag.
Leash.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. I want that fucking fish on the boat as quick and as easiest and quickest way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. And now, just a little bit more about what happens after catching the fish, because I almost wonder what some of these folks would think if they watched you catch the fish, which represent, I don't even know how many mouths could be fed with a,
Well, let's say 25 kilo. I used to take the whole fish and dump it at the village, but again, the chief, the man with the power, don't get me wrong, nice people, but because they've got that little power, they keep more for themselves. So what I do now, I've got every single house wrote down in a notebook. I think there's 44 houses in my Pilly, and I cut the fish into steaks and I hand deliver it around the village.
That's awesome. Because on the flip side of that is, let's say you're releasing them. I would wonder it just seems like a bad gesture. It's like, here's a guy who had an opportunity. Like, we work so damn hard just to get something to eat, and he comes all this way, gets the fish, and just puts it back. Like, I would think that maybe they don't get offended, but I'm like, I would sort of wonder how they would receive that sort of gesture.
Pissed off, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not the reason for giving it them. It's just not at all.
Right. But, well, I imagine that you're probably a guy that they recognize immediately whenever you come back. They probably know.
Years ago, I've snagged whatever you want to call it with a fish. Right, fish was on for a bit. Gone. The fish must have gone belly up, and it actually washed in an eddy at the next village down from my Pilly. The fish don't survive. They'd either they'd float up, be wasted, or they'd be gone off by the time they get down there. It just doesn't work, honestly. And it's even, I don't want to talk about them, but the TV programs again, it's for a reason. They just don't go back.
Yeah. Well, I remember talking about river monsters. Even in that episode, the same had happened. So that's unique. It's interesting. But to your point, the biomass in those gigantic rivers where nobody's catching them. I don't know if they're running nets and stuff out there, but
unknown, completely unknown.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the Congo River.
Very interesting. Do you catch other stuff out there other than that? I mean, what are some of the other species out there?
I used to do a lot, yeah, but now I just can't be asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I've online fish up the Goliath catfish. We've had, I think I've caught 2 of them on worms now, online. Goliath like a bream, like an our-sized bream. But there's so many unknown species in the Congo River. It's like pulling a net full of Sesame Street up. Everything's interesting, everything's colourful, everything's bizarre. It's an amazing place to just even fish. A fisherman's boat comes past. You always stop them. You want to have a good route through, and some of the fish are absolutely incredible, unique.
Yeah. How much of the year are you spending there? I'm just wondering, like, has this slow? I don't know if it's a species that you can really dial in, but is it getting to a point where year over year you're kind of close, like the walls are closing in on these fish, and you're like, I think we're figuring these things out, or do they just remain a mystery?
No, it's I've got them figured out, I'd say, but there's no dialing into it. I've proved that. I've gone and caught them in every level of water there is known to man, and every different season known to man.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to be there now. There's been a lot of rain in the north, in Brazzaville and Harshest. God almighty. It's the highest the water levels have ever been in 60 years. Impossible to fish now, but I have been what I class as high level water. But the problem is when the water's going on, and if it starts covering the banks or starts getting anywhere near the banks and the rocky points and everything else, all the currents change. You're fishing on top of bank. It's fucking impossible, man.
Yeah.
That's why I've got it in the program. People are, well, I want to go in December. Well, I want to go in fucking January. Well, I want to go in. Look, another question I get asked as well. After I've sent the program out, can you tell me what best time of year it is to go? Yeah, the month's what I'm fucking advertising. Simple.
Yeah.
You're June up till September, and March, they're spawning in February, end of January, February, right? But the water's very high. So coming in, even late spawn, could be the end of February. In March, there's a short dry season end of February into March. So the waters are coming down. But they've just been, that's why I said to you before about the male and females, the bigger ones being congregated together. March is the time for the bigger fish. And I mean, more of the guaranteed chance of the biggest fish.
Now, is that like, what is that? The post spawn, like they're just finishing up. They're probably hungry after spawning, I would think.
They've got slack bellies, the females, but it's funny how they're still together with the males. The males are still there, and the females, I mean, they could be still fertilizing. I don't fucking know. I'm not far out, but they are together. I mean, last March we had 21.5 kilo, 27 kilo, 31.5 kilo, and 35.5 kilo. One trip.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know what, like, if
But
you're out there for
March, the elements aren't nice. You can be pissing it down and freezing fucking cold. And if it's raining up and there's a lot of cold water going in, that can knock the fishing on the head. But you can be freezing cold, wet. There's every insect in the planet wanting to eat you there.
Yeah, how about that? The insect thing. You've had some bouts with malaria, either there or somewhere else, right? Like,
no, I've got malaria in me now. But I had a really bad day with it. Really fucking bad. I must have had a really bad strain. But the problem, two of my lads was very, very poor. I had to send money for them to get taken into hospital and have drips put in and one thing and another. And unfortunately, I mean, this is painstaking, but this is real life on the Congo. Two children died whilst I was there as well. One of malaria, and the second child, we tried to help, and we left for Brazzaville. We come back in the boat. The boy got even more poorly. The dad got on the big wood boat. It took 24 hours. They got into Brazzaville 24 hours after me leaving, rang me up, not me, rang Kabamba up and said, listen, can David send some money to the hospital? What's going on? He's got yellow fever. That's no problem. Send some money. You just nip over the road. They're like it's just a shack. You just send the money. It comes up on your mobile phone. You can go back to one of them shacks, get the money out. Send about 30 euros. Was just having something to eat before. They're just leaving the hotel phone, just getting something to eat. And his father rang and said he died.
Oh, my gosh.
It's life there, isn't it?
Yeah.
The malaria, there's different strains in there. I don't. My wife, God Almighty, it was unbelievable that week. She said I was like a corpse in bed. She said when she was coming in the bedroom, I was sort of going,
ugh.
Looked like I was dead in the bed. And I'll tell you what else it did to me. I mean, it was strange how it came on me as well. I came back. I landed at Manchester at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got immediately home. Straight away, I'm straight in the car and I'm out checking all the sites when boys have been up to one thing or another. And that's generally how I spend my first day back. I'm out of the house till I'll burn out probably 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Then I'll come home and I'll sit on my sofa, get my blanket, watch Netflix or something like that. You've been away for 3 weeks. I got back to the house about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fine. Sat down in the lounge. Maybe 30 minutes later, I was absolutely freezing cold. Not a drop of energy out of me. And my temperature was 40 odd. And I couldn't even, I had to call my wife to get me a blanket off the other side of the sofa. I couldn't even get to it. And I I had to have 2 boxes of treatment as well to get rid of the fucker.
Gosh. Is there like preventative measures you can take before even going there? Like,
of course there is. Just didn't know any, did I?
yeah, well, jeez, man. I don't know. It's
after that, I do make sure everybody's taking the malaria tablets. It's just not worth it. The problem is, it's all right for me. I'm that paranoid about it. I have loads of medication for it. Are you with me? So luckily,
yeah.
I've got everything anyway. And over there, the medication costs nothing. But you've got to get it into your system as soon as you know. The other one, it's like the flu, the joints. Oh, it's like somebody's moved into you. The operation I had in my back, it seemed to attack around where I had the big implant as well. And I'm talking pain, really, more than anything. And I was that poorly, I couldn't even feel sorry for myself. I was done in, honestly.
Gosh.
The other one was the 2 mango worms, I reckon, that were in my neck.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know if it was like bot flies or what it was.
They made me do my own swabs at the hospital. They wouldn't even come near it. Honestly. And that was about 4 sets of antibiotics to get rid of that. Love scar on my neck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. Well, do you have plans on going back? Are you heading back
I should
year?
Be there now. I should actually be there now, but because of the elections in the DRC,
okay,
I had to actually cancel my flight last Thursday, and I was flying at 6 p.m. on Thursday, so I should have only been coming back this weekend.
Yeah. Are you only going there if you have like scheduled booked trips, or are you just going there and if nobody's booked, no problem? It's now we're just exploring.
Unfortunately, there won't be. I'll have to tag people along, you and me, because that's another problem. A lot of people want to go with me. It's hard, but listen, I don't like people.
Yeah.
Send me on my own. You with me? I don't need anybody to hold me hand, and I certainly don't. I'll look after people who join me, but I need my own space. You with me?
Yeah, yeah. I can relate, oddly enough. And then here I am. I call people all the time and ask them to talk about fishing, but on my own accord, I am the consummate loner. But stuff like that, man, it's like, I don't know. I just think men are thirsty for adventure, probably more now than ever before, or they certainly need it more now than ever before. And it seems like there's just less and less options to do it. But what you're doing is like, to me, it's like the final frontier or like the last frontier of freshwater fishing. It's like, that's the adventure. Like that's the real, just gnarly one. But yeah, I was curious if you.
I've been a fisherman all my life, but I met my wife 10 years ago. And before that, I was spending a lot of time in Thailand and Asia, and I wasn't fishing for fucking fish either. You with me? I was doing what men did.
Yeah.
A little bit of fishing in the meantime. And then when I first got with my wife, I was still going traveling, and I obviously realised I liked her, and I thought, I need to be doing something else. It's a joke this, going to Thailand and one thing and another. And that's what got me doing what I do today 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd done Mackenenza and fucking Casp and France and all that when I was younger. And I did quite a bit of fishing in Thailand when I was there, because it's so easy to go on I call them a pay pond. You've got monster species, you've got every species. You go there. I mean, if you're that lame with it, you can even have your rod cast in there. It's not fishing.
Right.
But I'm a fisherman. You go and wet your line. I did a lot of that in Thailand. I did a lot of. Tell you what else I did in Thailand as well, which is it's totally illegal now, unfortunately. But I fished a lot for the giant stingrays on the
River. Yeah, I heard that's illegal now. It's interesting.
And I fished a few wild dams in Thailand. But again, I was there for a month, 6 weeks at a time. You can't just spend week in, week out, boozing and doing what men do on their own in places like that. I just used to disappear fishing and one thing or another.
Yeah.
And I sort of had the ambition to go and catch those species in the wilds, and that's what I've done.
Yeah, that's an interesting place. That's one I've actually thought about for maybe potentially next year, but it's like, I don't know yet. I've got a connection that lives there. I'm actually going to Suriname with him in March. And then funny you mentioned Casp. I'll be there in April. And I'm going with him both of those places, but
you'll like Casp because it's Mechanisms, but Casp, you're getting out in the wilds. It's nice, honestly. Yeah. You will really enjoy it. But
this guy,
they're all fat fucking pellet fed catfish. Yeah. Took a lot of bait out. They're not even interested in them.
Right, I know.
It's bizarre how that river fishes.
Yeah. That'll be a brand new one for me. But this particular guy, this is just an idea. I don't know if it's something I'm necessarily interested in trying. But he has caught the goonch catfish on the Moe River. This river between Myanmar and Thailand.
Oh, yeah. They're a different sort of goonch.
Yeah, I think there might be.
What did you say that river was called?
Maui? Maui? I don't know how to. It's I think it's Moei.
No, it's not.
Well, they might be in several rivers. But according to him, it's like kind of dangerous because, I don't know.
It's dangerous because it's no man's land.
Yeah, you're not. I don't think
it's run by a military group. Apparently.
Right. There's like some unrest going on there.
What is that river called? Are you going to drive me mad now? I had an obsession with that river years ago because there's a program with Zeb Hogan, and he has fished that river.
Yeah. I know. I knew that he was in that area.
No, he's on the boat, the Salween River. That's what it's called. The Salween.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I remember the name of that one. I think
Salween.
Is that not the same river? I think it like becomes that at some level the further north you go. Anyway,
where you're talking about, it's the Salween River.
Yeah, I think they like further south. I should have checked my geography first. Now we're just rambling. But you look at that. I know you've done the goonch in India, but then I look at that one. I'm like, it just seems like
I don't think it's the same species as the goonch.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't. Like the Goliath, like the tigerfish. There's 4 different species of tigerfish.
Yeah, that was why I was curious about the fly caught ones. I think there's one called like a blue tigerfish that almost looks like a
the Tanzanian blues. They're nice fish, but it's not a Goliath. Are you with me?
Well, I could talk about the Goliath all day, but David, I've probably eaten up a lot of your time. I know I'm like you. I
was like a little a snail inside my shell when I first started, but no.
That's nice. You know what? I've been on a couple of podcasts myself. To this day, I can't even go back and listen to the first ones I was on because I was like, it's just like it felt weird. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, like you, I think you got daughters. I got daughters. I got 2 young daughters who I need to be going and picking up from school soon. But man. We will be in touch. Now, listen, I know you probably get a lot of dreamer. I never like to put out what my plans are into the world. I have like the superstition that if you talk about it, it won't work out for you.
Whenever you're ready, isn't it?
But that is, I know, like I said, I know you get a lot of inquiries from dreamers and 400 emails, but only 10 serious anglers. But for me right now, I'm like, it's either 2025 or with almost near certainty 2026, but I'm like budgeting now.
Not going anywhere, honestly.
That's the one. That's the one I got to do. But yeah, man, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing the next ones that you catch because baddest fish on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. So
if I can pull up somewhere more special for you in the south. Eh?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you.
Marvelous. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for listening to Boundless Pursuit. Tune in each week as we bring stories and insight from uniquely talented anglers and outdoorsmen. And if you enjoyed this show, I want to hear from you. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, as this is going to drive the growth and exposure of this show. And if you have feedback or guest suggestions, I would love to hear from you. And you can reach me at boundlesspursuitfishing@gmail.com. For all other collections of media and contact information, please visit www.boundless-pursuit.com.